Today, Dr. Ben Carson was in the hot seat for his housing secretary hearing, and Senator Liz Warren continued to press Carson over her concerns of HUD money, HUD, secretly flowing into President-elect's pockets. Take a listen.
Assure us that not $1 will go to benefit either the President-elect or his family.
It will not be my intention to do anything to benefit any American.
I understand that.
It's for all Americans.
You can't assure us that HUD money, not of $10 varieties, but of multi-million-dollar varieties, will not end up in the President-elect's pockets.
Now, Marianne, when I asked our brain room whether Donald Trump had ever received any public housing money, they laughed. But I said, no, it's a serious question. And, of course, they sent back, they did their due diligence research. Of course, no money from HUD has ever entered into any Trump enterprise at all. The cheapest Trump apartment that I know of around the world sells for about $10 million. What is Liz Warren talking about?
Well, I think that's an opportunity Elizabeth Warren was taking to try to get not only Carson on the record, but Trump on the record, because there's still a lot of questions about his unwillingness to separate himself from his businesses. So that's all that was all about, and certainly within her purview on the committee that oversees it.
It's a waste of a question. Anybody with 2 cents of intelligence, and she's an intelligent woman. I don't mean to say she's stupid, but why would an intelligent woman ask a dumb question like that?
Well, you know, if you look at it from her perspective, I don't think she would consider it dumb. Right now in these Senate hearings, they're playing to their bases, and Elizabeth Warren's base is the left of the Democratic Party, and they're convinced that Donald Trump is a conflict of interest waiting to happen. And
with all of his million-dollar condos, he's going to take money from HUD. It's dumb. Marianne, the key here is the fact that Ben Carson has no experience with housing in terms of building it or anything. They say he's an outsider, he shouldn't do it. But sometimes what I love about this country is when they put an outsider in an insider position. And I think of a guy like Alfred Kahn. For those who don't remember, he was an appointee of Jimmy Carter to the Civil Aeronautics Board. He was from the outside. He looked at his own agency that he was heading and said, this doesn't work. It's not helping America. He killed the CAB. He destroyed the agency that he was heading, and as a result, we got a deregulated airline market, and everybody can now take airline fares. That's why I like outsiders. How about you?
Well, I think everyone always hopes that an outsider can go in and do good. The question here with the appointment of Dr. Carson is, it's questionable by the only fact that he questioned his own abilities, whether he should take the job, citing he didn't have the interest or experience, and his aides reinforced it. So Dr. Carson has an impressive personal story, and he's certainly using that to try to make the case for this nomination. Whether it will serve him well, it didn't on the campaign trail. We'll see if it does at HUD.
Eric, I don't like people that have experience inside the Beltway, hobnobbing with bureaucrats and maintaining those bureaucrats' huge salaries and bonuses just for the sake of aggrandizement, which is what happens a lot of time inside the Beltway, right?
Well, look, there's a legitimate concern from some aspects that Donald Trump has less people who have prior government or academic experience than anyone else. Well, that's my point, too, David, is these people broke the system, so let's try the outsiders now. And honestly, if Ben Carson breaks HUD, that's not a bad thing, because we're wedded to a system. I was a local city councilman. I can tell you that we're wedded to a system that is not very efficient at providing poor people housing, and there are better ways.
And I got to tell you, Marianne, Al Kahn was appointed by Jimmy Carter, one of the best things Jimmy Carter ever did. So I'm throwing bones to the Democratic Party as well. We got to leave it at that, gang. Thank you both.